Hi there guys, this is Farmer Bob. Welcome to my channel. Great to be back guys on another map making video. Today's video we're going to have a few episodes. I don't know how many it's going to be, but we're going to look at how to put a train system into your map. Now this is quite a big process, so I'm going to break it down in smaller sections and do a few episodes on it, and then I don't know how many it will be. Maybe it will be one, maybe it'll be two, I don't know. We'll see how far we get, anyways. If this is your first time, a warm welcome to you, and yeah, do hit the subscribe. I really appreciate that. And also, if you like my videos, do like. Appreciate that. It helps the algorithm and all other kinds of stuffies. Good then guys. All right, so let's get stuck in immediately. First things, let's just have a look at the train system quickly and how it works. If you open the in-game system on the Farming Simulator 22, your game installation, you open that. Mine is under Steam Apps, Common, Farming Simulator 22. If you go into the data folder, into Map US, Maps, and then Map US, and then you open up the placeables.xml. There you go. Then right on top, the very first line is normally your train system, and that's on any map. All three of the in-game maps has got train systems, so you can choose any one to work with. I'm going to use the US one. Let's start with that, and let's see how far we can get with that one. And here you can see this line you need to copy and put into your placeables. So I'm going to copy that now and open my maps placeables. We are doing the Western Australia map at the moment, converting that from FS19 to 22, and I want to make that train. It never had a train running on the tracks, but now this time around I want to put a train in for it, so it will be complete, So yes, obviously you just have to paste that line in there and then change the directory, because we're going to export the whole train system and modify the XML probably. I don't know what all we're going to need to do, but I want to have the train system in my map folder so I can modify it. You can't modify the in-game stuff, because otherwise you'll change your game and it will be a mess when you try and give the map to someone else to play, so yeah, it won't work that way around. So the first thing is copy that line into your placeables, and remember we must come back and change this line to point to our train system.xml. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is back into your in-game installation folder, and then we're going to go to this directory. It says data placeables map US train system. Alright, so what we want to do is open that directory. So it's data Farming Simulator 22 data placeables map US train system. There it is. So if you open this one, you'll see there's the i3D, the shapes file, as well as the train system. So we're going to copy this whole train system folder into our map, just so that we can modify it. Okay, Control C, drop it into our map. My map is under mods, Western Australia, placeables, Control V. I'm just going to drop it in here. Alright, now we have everything in our map to work with. Alright, so the very first thing obviously is we want to import this whole train system into our map. Now considering that this train system is used on a 2x map, and Western Australia is a 4x map, so it won't really make a difference, because we're not going to use we're going to modify the whole system anyway, so yeah, but let's open the train system XML first and have a quick browse what's in it. First is the store data. Obviously every XML has a store data to it, which means we're going to have to put a line into the store data as well. Store items, sorry, not store data, the store items file. There might be one here for the train system already. Locomotive, there's the train stuff, yes. Wagon, vehicles, there must be one that says train system. Definitely. There it is, train system XML. So this one points to map Alpine. I will get the one from the store items of the US map and put it in here. So let us do that now before we forget. Open in a new window, Farming Simulator 22, Data, Maps, Map US, Store Items. Find the store items for it. There it is. And then we should have the train system in here. Train system, there it is. Okay, so I'm going to copy under the train system everything in the train system, and we'll just modify the necessary directories. So copy that into our store items in here, and then I'm going to just drop it in here. Alright, so there you go. Now we've got everything on the XML side sorted, but it's not complete yet because this train system.xml needs to point to our map directory. So let us just get our map directory here. That's map US. This is our map directory. Okay, so the directory tree for it is Western Australia. That will be your map, placeables, train system. So you just copy your maps line there. So that's Control C for that, and you don't copy your map name. It's just the first directory after that. So it's placeables, train system, and then train system.xml. All right, so go back here. Both of these needs to be modified then, so it is train system up to there. Control V to paste it, and then just change the forward slashes or the backslashes to forward slashes. And then we need a map there as well, because if you work in your placeables XML in your own map directory, you need to put a map there in front. Okay, like that. It's $map to $/ and that's the whole thing. And then in the store items, you only need the placeables. You don't need the map there in there. So it's Control C, copy that into our store items and replace this here. Oh, sorry, the train system, this one here. So you don't need the $data there. Control V, just like that. All right, now the locomotives and the wagons we will leave in game. We don't need to have that in our map, so we're just going to leave that there. I want locomotive 4 because locomotive 4 is the diesel and locomotive 1 is or 2, or what was the Alpine one? The Alpine one was 1, yeah. Locomotive 1 is the electric. So I want the diesel. I like the diesel, so there you go. We'll leave the diesel in there with the wagons and everything. Alright, so now, guys, now the next thing to do is save both these so long, and then we're going to open that train system i3D. But first, let me just quickly open with Notepad++, just to have a browse here again, because I think there might be a directory that we need to change. I just want to run through it quick. Controllers, don't see, no, there's no directory that we need to change. It's all only in the XML, which is nice. That's railroad crossings. Alright, now there's nothing to worry at this stage. Alright, so we'll leave that open. Alright, so let us open the i3D now, just to have a browse at it and see that it's working. Basically it consists of a spline and a few other things. It's a cell point, and it's that weird, strange going out of the map and coming into the map cell point, the system that it's working with. Alright, so there's your train system. It's the spline, and then it's the driving range. The railroad callers is the 3 places where you can call the train to rent it. And then the crossing east and crossing middle, I think that was just the crossings. We'll have a look at those. Yeah, I think that's just crossings where the road crosses it, and you get that little thing that goes down. But the driving range is that 2 things, the start and end node. Oh, it wasn't the driving range. Sorry, it wasn't the XML, but we'll get to those later on. It is in the XML where it says railroad callers. There's the callers. There's the crossings. Crossing middle. I'll find it again, but we'll get to that a bit later on. It is definitely the driving range, start node, end node, train spline. Anyways, we'll get to that later on. I can't really remember now which one it is, but as we progress in the train system, we will get to that. Okay, guys, so I'm going to make the doesn't really matter. We're going to import it into the map now. So let's close up here and open up the map. Map mods. Let's get to our mods folder, and then Western Australia, and then the map itself. All right. Okay, so what we need to do now is import that whole train system into the map, and then the big job, guys, is to place your tracks first. Now my tracks is already placed, so that we don't waste time placing the tracks down. That is normal editing work in the editor. You have to make level surfaces for your tracks and place down the textures for the track, like gravel and that type of things, and then you have to put your tracks like this little train building blocks, or the Skylectric trains and that type of things, you know, where you just plug your tracks down until you have a loop, or you don't really have a loop. You don't need a loop, but normally just across your map as you want it, and then your actual spline needs to go in a loop. So you go out of the map and you come back into the map. Right, so this is Western Australia, guys. You can see there from that side, I think that is the north end of the map. It comes right down, right over the map to the south end of the map, and then it's got one train station here, which is good. And I think there's one place where there's a railroad crossing, which is nice. Just want to have a quick browse if there is another one. I don't think so. It's only the one, so we're going to only need the one railroad crossing. We won't be using the other one. All right. Good. All right, so now, obviously, I just want to zoom out a tiny bit. Attributes, and we can close the console for now, just to have more space, and then File, Import, and we're going to go into mods. I work directly out of my mods folder, guys, so I put my map unzipped into the mods folder, and then I edit my map, I work on my map, I test it in the game. You can have it unzipped and you can test it while it's unzipped, and then once I'm happy and I've finished my whole map, then I only zip the map and test everything once again, you know, just to be sure, because you'll be amazed how many things doesn't work. From zipped to unzipped, you know, or from unzipped to zipped. I've had many times that there were troubles, stuff didn't work. One of them is that hayloft. That hayloft, if you work on the unzipped map and then you zip it, then you've got problems with the hayloft. It's crazy. Anyways, guys, placeables, train system, and let's import it into the map. Just wait for it to pop up. It should be there any second. There it is. I'm going to cut it immediately. Just go Control X, and then I'm going to drop it into my gameplay folder. That's the place I think is appropriate for it. I'm just going to go in there, Control V, save it in there. Right, nice. And now this driving spline, or the spline, that's the main thing basically. We want to make it visible for now. We will, once we're done with it, we will obviously get rid of or unhide it again, or make it invisible again. Alright, so all you're going to do is you're going to zoom in close to the start little blue thing, as close as you can, and try and click that little start. If you've got it, that's the only thing that you need. And then choose somewhere in the middle of your map for the start position, and then we're going to go and find the center of your track, like so. I just want to come closer, and then go Control B on the center of the track, just like that. Bloop. All right, and then all we're going to do, I just want to see now if it's left or right. With your left or right arrow, go left first. Yes, it's left. Alright, so left actually goes right. It's crazy. for your first node. So all you're going to do now is just keep on popping your nodes down, and it doesn't really matter how far, because this map is level. If you've got if you're on an incline or whatever, you can make the thing shorter. So I'm going to just go Control B, drop it on the center of the track, like so. That should be our next one. And don't worry about those, they will come by later on, as soon as you have enough of them on the track. Yeah, the best is more, I'm just going to close the attribute so we have a bit bigger screen. And then one right arrow again, Control B, center of the track. Just like that. It looks crazy now, but don't fuss about it. Just move on. One right arrow to the next one, Control B, and place it center of the track. Yeah, it actually looks crazy, but there you can see it's coming by. So you just carry on placing the little waypoints. One right arrow for the next one, Control B, center of the tracks. I try and space them a little bit. Doesn't really matter. I think if I go left, right, it might be better. Control B, bloop. Right arrow, Control B. Just like that. Right arrow, Control B. Let's try and stay center of the track. And then when you get to the corners, guys, where the corners is, you can actually shorten your intervals. Like so. Right. Okay, so I'm gonna just do this right to the end of the map, and then I'll meet you there at the end of the map so we don't burn too much video time. Right, guys, here I'm at the end of the map, and I've queued myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little waypoints here on the last 5 of these little train track, whatever you call these, like blocks or whatever. So what I'm going to do now, guys, the train needs to go off map, and then obviously I'm going to put a tunnel or something down here where it can disappear into, and then it's going to go down underneath this things and run all the way around underneath the map, and then appear on that side of the map again through the tunnel onto the track again. Alright, so that's the way we need to do it. So that's why I've placed 5 of these little things here. So what I can do now, I can select my last one. I think it is on the last one. You can move about in the waypoints with the left and right arrows, guys. So choose the last one there on the track, and then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to straightforward just move it out far off the map, like something about that. So it will be sort of level to the ground for that first bit, and then I'm going to move back 1 and then just move it out again like so, and then actually 5 was probably a big waste of time or space or whatever, what do you want to call it. It didn't need 5 for that. Alright, now what we need to do, let's go to our last one. So I'm going to find a type of a tunnel or something to put in here and go off map with it, you know. So I'm going to go to my last one, and then I'm going to start going down. Let's actually go far down. If you go to steep, you're trying to actually select the down one there. I'm sure it was green. Yeah, it was, yeah. Just go down, come back a bit. You don't want to go too fast down at once, you know. Bring that last one out a bit more forward. like so. Good. All right. Just want to see if we are already down ways. Yeah, we are already down ways. All right, so that should be roughly enough. Far down enough, I think. And then what we can do now is come to this last one. There it is. And select the next one. Now the next one is out there, far away. Just going to go up and far away so we can move it in here. Like so. Move it forward. And all you do now basically is force this train to make a U-turn there with these waypoints. So I'm going to put this one like there. Just want to go underground now. See where we are. We are a bit underground. Why is that one not... yeah, it is the next one in line. Alright, it's just doing that thing again. So I think that waypoint there is more than enough to make a U-turn. So the next one, what we can do now is bring up our attributes window. And then we can use the Y there. I just copy this Y. Control C. And then we're going to go to the next spline in line. Control V. Now why is... sorry man. Let's go back to the spline. I think I've lost my spline now. No, I haven't lost my spline. There it is. Can actually not use the Y. That is very strange. I haven't noticed that before. These waypoints doesn't have translations. It's just the spline that's got translations, but the waypoints don't. So what we're going to have to do then is just grab the next one and just move them about manually, like we've done the others, you know. So all we want to do is bring this whole spline to make a U-turn under the map. So we're going to go downstairs, select the next one, just roughly it's difficult to see the bottom. Yeah, that's fairly good, a good U-turn. And then what I'm going to do now, I'm going to jump now from here, from this one right to the end of the map on the other side. So we're coming this way, like so. So I'm going to use my right arrow once more to grab the next one. Unfortunately, you can't control B when you off the actual map itself, you know, so you're going to have to just manually eye it. Just go down under the map. Once we've got 2 or 3 waypoints here, it should be alright. Just grab another one. Yeah, not too far off. Yes, you see there it's coming now. There you can see it's coming in. And I need to make quite a fairly sharp turn there. So I want to give myself some space. Something like that. Be alright. Good. Right arrow again, so we grab the next one. Just put it there. Come back a little bit, and we're going to go down. Right, let's grab the next one. Go down again. Phew, got quite a few layers there. I think I went a bit too far down with those. Oh my word. Let's go one back. I just went a little bit too far with him. Yeah. Let's get there. A little bit more up. Alright, I think that is probably far enough. Let's go one more. And what I'm going to go do now is going to go Control B and drop it here on the map so it's closer to me. Closer to, and then I know I'm sort of fairly alright with my heights and everything, you know. Just going to go do something like that. Alright. I think that should still make a nice try and get this thing straight a bit. Just reverse this a little bit. One more. Oh, that one is up there. That's why this thing is going up like that. I was going to say, why is it up like that? Good stuff. Right. And now I'm going to go forward again, up to there, to the next one. Control B, drop it here on the corner. And then bring it in. You see, then what I can do now is I can sort of getting it to align there. Grab the next one, Control B, drop it there. Sort of go there, in the middle of the track. Let's bring it up now. Yeah, it's coming up nicely. Good. Alright, grab the next one. And so you go. Control B, drop it on the track. Reverse it out a bit. Okay, grab the next one, Control B, and then bring it out. Right, next one. And I think I'm going to take this next one up just underneath this thingamabobs like that. Yeah, that should be fine now. And then I'm going to come in. I see there's a piece of track here coming out, so I'm going to go Control B on the next one. And then drop it on this track. Boop, like so. And remember, I'm going to try and bring this into a tunnel so that right, that's good. Now we can start again in the middle of the track. And now it's rinse and repeat. Next one, Control B, middle of the track. Right, and all I'm going to do now, guys, is going to go Control B, next one, Control B, and place it all the way down until I get to the end. Once I get to the end, of the spline, then the end I want to have right next to the S. Alright, so I'm going to place it here virtually on top of the S, so that they are both together. Alright, so I'm going to do that off screen, and then I'll catch you in a bit. Right, guys, so what has happened now, I have now ran out of little waypoints, and I'm already at the end. So what I'm going to do with my E, so I'm going to now just drop it right onto my S, or right next to my S, or as close to the S I can get. So I'm going to go Control B on the E and just bring it in here. Drop it next to it, or onto it, or next to it, or whatever, just like so. And then I'm going to reverse now back a waypoint or so I can add more waypoints in and make this last piece of track up to the E. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse. So there's my previous one, you see. And now this should still be in the middle. Yeah, that is fairly in the middle. Okay, go Control B just to make sure, like so. And then I'm going to press the insert key. Doop. It will make me a new waypoint. And now, for interest's sake, this new one is now behind that one. Just want to verify that. Control B. Yep, it is behind that. So I have to actually work from the end back. So I'm going to have to press my right arrow now and go forward up to the E, like so, and then press insert, and then work backwards, because it's going to reverse now back to where the track is good. So I'm going to press the insert key. It's the insert there above your delete key, just under print screen or next to end. It's the insert there in that 6 buttons, the insert, home, end, page up and down. So you press that insert key and it will make you a new one. Control B. And now, why is it doing this? What's happening here? Let me just do another one. Okay, I want to leave that in the middle. Ah, I see what happens. You have to Control B. I'm just going to put that center, like so. Right, so if you press insert, it doesn't take you to the new one. You have to press the left button. Does it take you? It's supposed to take you to the new one. Control B. Oh, it does. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm confused. So you just press insert, Control B, and carry on placing your things in reverse now to meet up with the other one on the other side. So I'm going to carry on with that. Press insert, Control B, and drop, like so, in the middle. And then just insert, Control B, and drop. Alright, so what I want to do is forward a bit. That one is a bit close to the other one, so I'm going to move it on a little bit. Control B, something of the kind. And you'll see I place it on top of the wooden section, because the wooden section is a bit raised. If you put it on the ground, it's going to make your tires go, or the wheels of the train go into the track, and you don't want to do that. You want to glide on top. So insert, Control B, and then just drop. And then we go on and on and on. Insert, Control B. Insert, Control B. It's a bit of a time-consuming exercise, guys, but you will definitely get the hold of it as soon as you get stuck in with it, you know. Don't give up. Right, guys, so that basically is the gist of it. I'm finished setting up the whole spline. So now the spline comes underneath the map and come up that way again and up there. Now I will look for some tunnels in that, export some tunnels. I know the Alpine map has got, I think all the maps has got tunnels, so I'll just put some tunnels up here to hide the train, you know, from going off the map. And if it is, for instance, maybe visible somewhere, I can always come and modify this little spline a little bit, so it's, yeah, you can just come and modify the spline again, you know. If for instance, for some reason you have too many of these little things, once you've selected one, I could just show you where I have a lot of them in line. I just want to go here. Like for instance, say I want to delete that one now. I just press delete and it will jump to the next one. And if you want to add one more again, it's just insert and there you go. You've got one more again, and then Control B to place it. That one is now on the gravel, so we don't want that. We want it on the wood in the middle of the track, like so. Close enough. As close as can be to the middle, guys. Otherwise your train will not run nicely on the track, you know. Good. Alright, so the next thing, guys, is the driving range. Now the driving range, it's got a start node and an end node. And you'll find that the start and the end, the train now is going to go from S to E. So I think the driving range has got to do with that. When it goes out of the map, it gives you that thing that it's going to reset, and do you want to sell the stuff and that, and then you can say yes and that. So that is, I think, what the driving range does. We're going to test it anyway, so I'm going to put the driving range on the spline. The start node, I'm going to start here. Mind you, it is actually coming in from that side. I'm not too sure which way this train is running now, because the start and end is of the spline. If you look at the spline, it says start runs around an end. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to estimate then that the train is going to come in here from this way. So let's just put the driving range start here, the driving range start node here. So I'm going to find a node that is closest here to that. So I'm going to put it on this node here, that little blue node. Control B. So I'm going to see if I can get it as close as possible. Like so. And then the end node I'm going to run to the other side and find the closest node I can get here will be that one. Let's go like so. End node, Control B. Something like that, guys. Right, and then the railroad caller. Yeah, the railroad callers you can put down. There's 3 of them, which is going to make it quite difficult on this thing, because you don't really have too much of a station to call. But I suppose you can put down one here. Okay, railroad caller trigger, hotspot and teleport. So I'm going to just select it, press F on it, and then let's see if we can see this thing. There it is. It's a whole block, you see. That's the whole block. So we're going to take that whole block and just drop it down. And unfortunately I've got 3 of them, so I suppose the other 2 I'm just going to hide under the map for now. That's when you want to rent the train. So I'm going to go Control B on that one and drop it here. It will put the icon down here for you to come to. Alright, and then the other 2, I'm going to go here, Control B and Control B, like so. And then this one, we're just going to drop it down under the map so it's not usable. It's there. We don't interrupt anything in the XML or anything. It's just not going to be used. It will be visible but invisible. You can also make it invisible, obviously, but yeah, let's just leave it under the map. It's fine. And then railroad crossings. A railroad crossing, just going to press F again to see that. You see it's one of those boom things. So we're going to place that railroad crossing under the only railroad crossing we have, which is here. If you have more, that's good. Place them, put them down. But in our case, we only have the one. And it's the same with that. You want to place it here, now close to the center of it, close to the closest node, but I don't have a node that's here close by. And I've seen with the other maps that you need to be close to one of these nodes. So I'm going to take that one, press the NZ key, make another one there, and I'm going to grab that one, go Control B, and place it right in the center of the road there. Just make sure I'm in the middle of this thing. Of the wood, you want to be on the wood. Yeah, it looks close enough to the middle. And then the railroad crossing, obviously. Go there to the railroad caller, railroad crossing east, Control B. Was it now on that one or was it on this one? I can't remember now. But anyways, here it is. Oh, it's close enough. All right, good. And then we have to swing this thing like so, probably like so. I'm not sure of the Australians. They drive like us on the left side of the road, so these will have to be, if you turn them around, they're still on the left. Oh my word. I suppose that you probably need to have not the US one, then probably the French one might be the right way for the Australian one. But I'll just leave this here now for testing or whatever. I'll leave it like that, it's fine. And this thing is it in the tree or not? You can individually obviously move this crossing up and down. Move it closer to the road, like so. And the same with the other one. Good. Because we've got the i3D now in our map, as well as in our map directory, it will be fine. Good. And there it is, guys. Train system is done. Once you've now done all of this, just want to see if there's a railroad crossing in the middle. That's east, middle. I'm going to do the same with this, Control B, and then just drop it under the map like so. Right, just for getting it out of the way for testing and all of that, so that we don't have anything else. And that, guys, is the whole railroad thing set up for now. Now we need to take this train system, select the main transform of it, go File, Save As, Export with Files, and you're going to go to your map and override the one that you have. You're going to go Save, replace it, yes. So you want to go overwrite it now. You want to get the parent directory structure, no, and click No. Actually, I could have said yes there. Sorry, guys. You should say yes. File, export with files. Let's just do it again. Train system, save, replace it, yes, yes, and yes. Because you want to keep everything in game. So I think now, obviously, there might be more stuff here than what we need. You see? Oh no, that is the yeah, that you see, there's now more stuff that we need. There's a shader there and everything, so we can now delete all this other stuff because we don't need them. Just leave them in game. We only need the train system and the shapes and the train system there, like so. All right, good, guys. All right, so the next thing, we have to modify this XML now to go to our train system i3D. So we grab that directory from your map. So it will be Western Australia, placeables, train system. Here it is. Are we going to take this placeables, and train system. Copy that. Go to our XML, the train system XML. Is this mine? Placeables train system. Yes, that's it. And then just overwrite this whole thing here. Control V. Make all the forward slashes so that it will point to our maps, placeables train system.i3d. Just make sure of the spelling of your i3d. You see, what I normally do is I just click that to select it, copy, and then just override the actual name here by double clicking. Press Control V and it will overwrite the name, just to make sure the spelling is correct. Alright, and all the rest you can leave for now. And let's just go into game and test. One thing I forgot to mention, guys, before we go and test, you have to take your train system that's in the map, cut it out or delete it, one of the two, and place it in your placeholders folder. So you can't have it in your map, in the i3D. It needs to be pulled in via the XML, because otherwise you're going to have two of them. You don't want two of them, it will cause errors. So just paste it into the placeholders folder, then it will be fine. Or you can delete it, because you can always import it again if the stuff needs to be changed on it. Great, so there it is now in our placeholders folder. That's fine. And now I can save my map and I'll see you in game. Right, guys, very interesting. You can see that though we've placed those things under the map, they're still appearing here. So I'll be hiding them either in the train tunnels right at the end, or we will just have to delete them from the XML as well as from the i3D, and then just keep the one that we need. Because I don't think I only have the one station on the map, so I won't be needing three of them. But for this case, if you press your F1 button, bring up your little controls menu on top, you can have a look. You can see the train system is working. If I press R now to rent it, it says the train is going to arrive soon. It's still 1.9 k's away. This map being 4 kilometers far or wide, it's quite a ways, but it's on its way. It says 2 kilometers, so let's just give it some time. We have rented it, so and you can see I forgot to make the spline invisible again, so you can check our spline is running there. So let's just have a look and wait for the train to come. Shouldn't take too long. 1.7. It's on its way. Good stuff. So at least we know the train is working. The main thing now is to see that we can actually get onto it and you make use of it. That's what we want to check. So we just wait for it, be patient, wait for it to come. And you iron out the trouble as we go along, one thing at a time. It's actually a process, guys, of elimination. I can already see 2 or 3 problems that we need to work on. One being these icons, which is not really a problem. And then 2, I've got a funny suspicion that we won't be able to get onto the train. I've had that same problem in the Alpine map, or not the Alpine map, but Ravenport, where I've done some extensive work on the train. And then I think also the sound of this train will still be the electric sound, so there's also the sound that we need to fix. So there's a few things still to do. It says 200 meters. Is it coming from this side? Oh my word, it's coming from this side. It actually reversed. Very interesting. So there it is. It should actually stop now, and then we should be able to get onto it. If I press E to enter, nope, I cannot get onto it, guys. Yeah, that's what I expected. So yeah, there's still some work to do in the XML. I will definitely get around to that. But at least the train is running, as you can see, it is nicely aligned on the track, or it looks like it's fairly good. The align is very good. Come here to this. Yeah, look at that. Looks good. and it doesn't look like it's driving too deep into the on the wheels, so it really looks not bad at all. Great, so now you can at least we know the train is running good. Well guys, this will be the end of the first video. On our next video we're going to tackle all the problems and sort them out, show you how to deal with all the issues of the train not working and the sell point and all that kind of stuff. So that will be on our next episode, so watch out for that, and hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for watching. Take care guys, remember to like and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.